Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You would recall we here on The Nation Wants to Know have discussed this time and again that who is not very happy with a very strong, robust Narendra Modi 3.0. Who has a problem with this? We know the Vipaksh clearly has a problem. They hate Narendra Modi, they hate the BJP. But then, do they hate the country? And in this hatred for Narendra Modi, how far are they willing to go? Is a question that a lot of people have been asking. The US clearly today has been speaking on the Pannu issue because the US also believes that it's important to send a larger message to New Delhi that today has an independent foreign policy, clearly not liked by many. Otherwise, what explains the fact today that you have the US today fighting for Pannu, putting out details that possibly could have been sorted diplomatically or otherwise? But why has the US, by releasing the name of Vikas Yadav and saying that he is a man of interest and we want him to be investigated, the opposition today says, yes, he needs to be investigated. They are targeting him because this helps them to target Narendra Modi. So that is how the story has played out. They say extradite him. They are also calling out Narendra Modi and saying what has happened to your foreign policy, because it is under you that we have a problem with Canada, now we have a problem with the US. So why is the India alliance, why is Rahul Gandhi, why are the likes of Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal, almost the entire opposition today wanting to stand with US, not call out its hypocrisy, but instead target Narendra Modi? Let's bring up two important responses that have come in from the opposition so far, who oppose the law, who call them rogue, who also today have a problem with the fact that we as a country today are standing. We are standing with our own countrymen, with our own interest, with our own safety. Now on your screen are responses that have come in from Mahua Moitra of the TMC, who's asking what is wrong with our country. She clearly is not satisfied with the fact that, India today is standing tall and India has a position and a place at the high table. Clearly the US is not happy, but why is Mahua not happy? Likewise, you have another response that has come in from the TMC that reeks of almost similar intolerance. That is the response now on your screens of, again, a response from the TMC. Let's quickly introduce a panel of guests and find out why is the India alliance right now bowing to the US pressure. I want to say good evening quickly to Tom Varakan, the national spokesperson of the BJP with us. We have Bharat Singh Saab, who's worked with the Research and Analysis wing. He has some very strong opinions on the entire issue. Asif Ansari is a political analyst. He does lean towards a Trinamool. And Nikul Patel is representing the Congress in the panel. Asif, let's begin by asking you, you hate Narendra Modi, that is no secret. You hate the BJP, that is also no secret. But why do you hate the raw? Why do you hate, the fact that India today is standing tall, taking its own decisions, and you have a lot of these Western powers clearly uncomfortable with it? Why are you against India?
Yes, Deepti, it's a long time we were not here over here, but I'd like to correct your sentence that I don't personally hate Narendra Modi. There could be some political difference between us in a political ideological differences, but not as a personal level that we hate Narendra Modi, because he is not a prime minister of a BJP, he is a prime minister of India. So anybody who's the constitutional head, he deserves to be honored and deserve the respect. So this thing we telling that the hating of Narendra Modi is not acceptable and is objectionable. Well, enough, if anything's happened in USA and their indictment of the allegations on our raw intelligence that they are making a conspiracy by putting Vikas Yadav, who's been the ex-raw officials. But the thing is that when their ideas and their executions program was delayed because of the Modi visit to the US, that is what the allegations they are putting on. Now the fact is that it is not India where some murders are happening, like in Mumbai, what happened about
no.
It's not
Asif, you need to understand what you're talking about, please. You have your internal differences. At least you have your internal differences. That's fine. You are a part of the opposition. You please have an axe to grind with the BJP or whoever. Please play your politics.
Yes,
but when it comes to responding to the US, I mean, why do you think the US has chosen to speak about this now? Why have they put this out in the public domain? Why do you think so?
Point, Deepti, let me quickly make my point. USA is a superpower right now.
It is a superpower. What is India?
It's a superpower. Let me finish. It's a superpower. It's not a country who has no credibility like Pakistan or any other failures country. Now, when the US, the statement is coming by the General Attorney, Mr. Merrick Garland, he is nowhere a man of without any credibility. When they are alleging that
so everything the US will say, you are saying that is the gospel truth, right? What is India?
Today,
Asif, what is India? I'm sure you have an Indian passport, right? You have an Indian passport, right, Asif?
When yesterday the US praised Modi ji for their work, now when these accusations and condemnable things are taken, we need to accept it.
Why should we accept it? Why should we accept it? I don't understand, Nikul. Nikul, do you believe we must accept whatever the US tells us?
At the one line.
No, you say we must accept it. I want to see if Nikul agrees with it. Nikul?
You are not letting me finish my point.
No, you've said what you wanted to say. Me and my viewers have got a larger idea where you stand. I want to see if the Congress is supporting you. Nikul?
See, when we are at an international level, who will reply to whom? I think Mr. Jai Shankar, who is considered himself as James Bond for international affairs, he must answer whether it is the credibility of India or not. I don't understand why Modi, you are favoring Modi. It's a government who is responsible.
It is our country. It is our country, Nikul. It is our country. You are saying the US is the superpower. Let's believe everything it says, because that is the gospel truth.
You are saying US is the superpower.
I'm not saying it. Asif has said this. Asif believes US is a superpower.
US is superpower. If I would like to know from you or from the Bharatiya Janata Party, if something wrong is stated by someone in the world platform, whether the government should not reply or respond, whether it is correct or not, whether the credibility of that statement is not.
Hang on, Nikul, you're getting outraged. See, the government is responding. If you don't understand a response, that is your problem. The government is responding. But why is the opposition, why is the opposition today believing that the US agenda should be a part of your agenda? Why are you making the US agenda a part of your agenda?
If Pakistan is making some statement for Congress, then Congress has to clarify. Then now for country, if someone is making statement, why the government should not reply?
It is the country. It is the country. Please find a difference. Pakistan is a rogue state, right? Always you say go and talk to Pakistan, and if you believe there is no difference between Pakistan and the US, Rahul Gandhi will go to the US. From the US soil, he will play politics. He will hit back at the country. That is okay for you. Tom, I want Tom to come in now here. Tom.
Well, I'm surprised at the excitement they have shown. The Congress Party and its allies have no issues. The real issue here is a Manhattan court has taken cognizance. Now, Matthew Miller, who's the spokesman of the American government, says we are very happy with the cooperation shown by the government of India. Number one. Number two, there are questions that have to be asked of the American government also. We have been asking for the extradition of David Hadley. We have received deaf ear. He knew about 2611. He knew all the information, but we did not get information. Now, whether they are agents or double agents, I am not going into that. Washington has a lot to answer for this. Now, if a court has taken it up, let them apply their due intelligence. It is clear from the External Affairs Ministry that the name of Mr. Vikas is not an employee of the GOI. That has been stated categorically by the External Affairs Ministry.
Yes.
Now, this Pannun and company have been creating a situation where the national flag has been insulted in a variety of countries. They have burnt it. They have done it in the embassies in Canada. They have done this in Australia, US. Now, if some patriotic person decides on a personal capacity to take action against these perverts, where does the government of India come in? I'm a patriotic person. If I see my national flag being destructed, being burnt outside the embassies, can the Congress party say this is an accepted norm? I ask them, if in a private capacity something has been done, how can you hold the government of India responsible? But despite that, there is a cooperation going on between the Indian government and the American government. And believe me, the Americans are happy with it. But we have these sleeping, cells in India who get activated, drop of a hat. You have some advisors to the Prince of Congress, whose advisors, believe me, you are advisors. I'm not naming them. I can mention them. They're connected with a foundation. And they are the regular regime change operators.
Okay.
And they are working closely. Wherever there's an opportunity, they come alive. Whether it is Moitra or the recently elected Rajya Sabha member, they're all active. This is a pattern to it. They have lost
Tom,
control.
look at what they say. Incompetence, ineptitude of our foreign policy. First Canada, now US. Can we afford to hostile every ally? But RSN, what is the real story, sir? You know, I am also curious that what is the US wanting to do? Something that could have been sorted out, and I think that was being sorted out. Why did the US want to make this public, make a big deal about this? What is the US signaling right now?
You know, what is the most dangerous trend, I would say? Weaponizing of the diaspora. And it is not going to stop here. You have a huge diaspora in the Middle East countries. They haven't, weaponized them the way the Americans and the Canadians are doing it. For sure, they know that Pannu or maybe Niger, who they are. They very well know they're terrorists. They're terrorists who burned down the consulate in San Francisco, then attacked it for the second time, 2 consecutive years. He issued threat to assassination of Modi. He issued a threat that no Indian should travel on Air India. And then I asked some of these fellows, opposition, it never used to happen. I've never seen it before. I remember 62 when Nehru got up and wanted to resign, and the whole parliament got up and they said, please, we are with you. Remember 71 when Vajpayee, he got up and he had so many epithets, for Mrs. Gandhi. He said, he likened her with Durga. But I'm sorry to say, the culture has changed, and this has happened ever since Biden has come. There used to be a decent distance between the formal state and the deep state. The United States of America. That has absolutely narrowed down. Now, he was absolutely right. I know this. We have been asking for Rana's extradition. You have had so many debates that will Rana be extradited?
Yes, you're correct.
Yes. It never happens. When this gentleman who was saying about credibility of the Americans, sorry to say, there are what should I say? At best, they're a big economic power. And of course, we all know about the military-industrial complex of the United States of America, about which no person, no less than Eisenhower, had talked about it. The dangers of the military-industrial complex, and we now see the military-industrial complex of the United States of America on a roll as we have never seen it before.
Absolutely. And you know, Arasan, my bigger worry, like you and Tom have said, is that why is the opposition falling in this trap? No, Nikul? The other day you had a Charanjit Singh Channi who's speaking about Canada, his love for Canada and everything else. I mean, does he even remember that the assassination of Indira Gandhi was celebrated there? There was a proper tableau, you know, that we saw there on the streets. It is New Delhi that raised, you know, concerns about this, and they red flagged the entire issue, but the Congress does not remember this, because all that you care about is your petty politics. कि बस क्या पकड़ना है जिससे नरेंद्र मोदी को टारगेट किया जाए. That's about it.
I would like to condemn your statement as well as...
You should condemn Channi's statement, no, instead of my statement. What is wrong in my statement? Tell me.
You are telling that Congress is doing like this. I would like to say Congress.
Did you hear Charanjit Singh Channi? He's your former chief minister. He's your former chief minister. He's from Punjab. He's well aware of what has happened. Does he not know?
When it comes to the country of India, we are all together. Congress is not outsourced.
No, then why don't you tell this to Charanjit Singh Channi? Why don't you tell this to your good friend in the Trinamool Congress?
Over here, when government is under questionable mode, why should the...
Who's asking questions of the government? You people are asking questions. No one else is. It is only the opposition. सबूत दिखाइए. बालाकोट होता आप कहते हैं सबूत दिखाइए. हर चीज में कहते हैं सबूत दिखाइए.
है ही नहीं. आप दूसरी बात ले जा रहे हो. ये बात है ही नहीं. अभी जो बात चल रही है उस पे आप बात करिए ना. अभी तो जो कंट्री को जानना है तो उसका जवाब कौन देगा?
Did you not hear what Tom said? Did you not hear what RSN said? Do you not hear what the MEA says?
There are so many things in the country where everyone has to be answerable. Modi government is answerable. Narendra Modi should also reply to this.
Yes, because US is a superpower. So you know, Asif, we must be running scared of a superpower.
It is for the country. It is for the goodwill of the country. If anyone is doing anything outside the country, it should not be tolerated.
No.
It should not.
How can you tolerate a Charanjit Singh Channi, you know, shedding tears for Canada at a point where you have Justin Trudeau himself admitting I had no evidence. I had no evidence. He said I had no proof. Asif, quickly.
If you condemn Congress,
my point is this, Deepti. Now, as Mr. Tom has said, that the US government is appreciating India for the cooperation. So when the appreciation been glorified and cherished by our Indian, Mr. Tom has said, then why not the criticism and the accusation should be taken seriously? That the raw member was over there. Now the second thing is
Asif, you have an Indian passport only, right? You have an Indian passport, right?
I have Indian passport.
At least we are all Indians, right? We should all be speaking for India. We should be happy. We should be happy and super proud that a so-called superpower like the US today is getting uncomfortable with New Delhi having its own independent foreign policy.
We have a extradition treaty of 1997 with America.
So
why this kind of operations are happening in America? That shooting and like what India is going through.
No, you believe everything that the US says, right? Tomorrow Pakistan will say something, you will believe that also. That is the problem. You get quoted. You know, Asif, you and the Congress get quoted in Pakistani papers. Pakistani ministers speak about you. What are you saying, please? I don't want to embarrass both of you like this, please. This is about the country. This is about the country. This is about the country's pride. This is about the country's independent foreign policy. Please accept that.
How they are going to retain the country pride? That is the question. That the country pride should be taken according to the law.
According to the law?
According to the law. If there is a extradition policies are there. Now
I think you're royally confused, Tom.
They are talking that.
I have completely run out of time, Asif. Take a back seat. Please take a back seat. Go back and read about this matter. Please go back and read, then you will figure out what has happened. Only for what of time. Gentlemen, thank you so much for this conversation. We'll continue to track what happens next. We slip into a quick break.